48 kills, Tarek GG, it's What the Moose here, and today I want to go back to my roots and talk about how you guys can improve in ranked games and start to gain ELO. And I want to start by talking about something I've noticed only fairly recently, and that's the fact that I'm an EQ player. And what I mean by an EQ player is that I function a lot better on champions that revolve around EQ combos, EQ to trade, such as Quinn's EQ, Swain's EQ, and even Victor's EQ. I do better on those champions, and it's the same reason that other players who are one-trick ponies do relatively well on those champions. And what this comes down to is muscle memory and your ability to react without thinking in high pressure situations, due to the fact you've got the neuroplasticity there, you've got the circuits laid down in your brain, so when it comes down to highly mechanically demanding situations, you don't have to think what you have to do. Your muscle memory does it instantly, and your muscle memory will always do it faster than the person you're playing against. And that doesn't mean to say if you play a different kind of combo champion you won't be able to do well in highly mechanically demanding situations. It just means to say that if you're on your main muscle memory champion, if you're on your main type of champion, you always perform better than if you weren't. And that's, like I said, the reason that there's so many one-trick ponies, and that practicing one champion or one type of champion is really beneficial for solo queue. So therefore it's really important for you guys to kind of identify what your niche of champion is and what combos you perform better on. Is it something like Syndra, who's more of a QE, or Jace, who's potentially more of a QE? Nidalee obviously revolves around the Q a bit more as well, or are you similar as me, an EQ champion? There are many different combos, and it's important to identify the one you are most comfortable with and then use that to facilitate winning ranked games and performing better in these demanding situations. And I know what you're thinking, it's, oh yeah, be a one trick pony, blah blah blah, practice one champion, I've heard this all before, Moose, and you might be right, but the premise for this video is limiting everything you have to do to think. So limiting all the possible factors you have to think about, such as even just movement in lane, like how to move in lane, how to CS, or even thinking about when do I need to freeze, when do I need to push, thinking about cooldowns, thinking about all these things. You need to limit everything you think about, even if you have music on, if you're during and talking to people, because the best way to win ranked games is literally have it so the only thing you can possibly think about is what you have to do to win. Not what your team has to do to win, not what anyone else has to do in the whole game, only what you have to do to win. And like I said, it shouldn't be, what item should I buy next, or what item is the enemy buying. You should be aware of all these things, of course, but you have to limit everything else you're thinking of. And I've heard a lot of videos, a lot of coaching videos on Reddit, and a lot of the advice has tended to be play passive in lane, farm, you know, freeze now, push now, go and buy this item, and wait till your opponent makes a mistake. And I absolutely hate that saying, wait till your opponent makes a mistake and capitalise on it. Oh my god, have you seen Faker? When everyone makes a mistake, he capitalises on it straight away. And it's a ridiculous concept by the roots. For example, if you're in a running race and you're about 4th, you'd be saying, oh yeah, you know, I'm just going to run at the same pace and hope everyone else slows down or falls over, and yeah, maybe I'll win, but I definitely won't lose if I play like this. And in competitive play, that actually does work, because you can rely on your teammates, because you can rely on getting to a certain point in the game. Whereas in solo queue, waiting for someone to make a mistake is literally the same chance of someone on your team making a mistake. You could be waiting for your opposing mid lane to make a mistake, and your bot lane makes a mistake, then your top lane makes a mistake, and then what are you waiting for, because it's too late at that point. So there's 3 degrees of this. Obviously you can wait for someone to make a mistake, which I don't like, and that's the passive style of plays. You can force your opponent to make a mistake, which is a bit riskier obviously, and a more aggressive style of play. Well, the third way is simply as I said, don't care if your opponent makes a mistake or not. Don't care about anyone else making a mistake on your team. The only things you need to care about, like I said, was how do you win the game. And that might, like I say, revolve around forcing something to happen. It might revolve around roaming. But the only way you're going to know that is if you can concentrate all of your mind power, all of your energy on what you have to do to win. And that is literally the fundamentals of solo queue. And also, it's a problem that so many people have, is that they do something that benefits them or they do something that they think benefits them and rely on their teammates to do well. And it all comes down to decision making and the ability to focus all your energy on decision making for winning the game rather than decision making for initial quick benefit. When you're playing, you need to be analysing things in macro rather than micro, and that obviously goes against what a lot of coaches do, and it goes against a lot of what you think might be the right thing. For example, like I said, I watch a lot of coaching things that, oh, you should have froze right then, or you should have put a ward right there, got deep vision there, that was clearly the turning point in this game. But was it really? I mean, it's so easy to analyse it in hindsight, but does it really have that much effect on the game? Obviously, it's easy to kind of attribute that after. So this is especially important for solo queue, as a lot of people, especially mid laners, will be thinking, right, I'm definitely strong enough all in my mid laner now. They think in the short term I'll be able to get a kill, be able to push out a lane, get some items, get stronger, and sometimes, yeah, that is really beneficial, but sometimes it's not as beneficial as you might think. Getting that kill might mean you don't have summoners for dragon, it might mean your bot lane might not be able to rotate to mid to help get the tower, so where does your bot lane go? Your bot lane has to go top, you lose dragon pressure again. Your bot lane goes top, they get ganked top. You need to think about things in the macro rather than in the micro, and every decision you make has to be, like I said, thinking, how would I win the game from this decision? Not, oh, if I move here I might be able to do this, if Lux throws a Q there I might be able to do that. It all comes down to thinking the big thing, and it's what I was talking about before. It comes from playing champions that you're comfortable on, playing champions you have the muscle memory on, so everything comes subconsciously. You're able to react fast in highly demanding situations, knowing all the cooldowns off by heart, and not having to think, oh, how long do I have to wait for this cooldown, does she have her ulti, does she not have her ulti. Like I said, it comes down to experience of knowing how to move in the lane and how to manipulate waves and knowing when to manipulate waves, so you don't have to think about what's the best thing for this specific scenario, and everything you think about is in the long run rather than the short run. So I want you guys to go away and work out whether you're an EQ player, a QE player, or something else, whatever you're most comfortable on, and let me know in the comments. I want you guys to go away and not care about if someone gets caught, not care about if you die. I want you guys to only care about what you need to do to blow up that nexus and where you need to be on the map. I want you guys to gain elo, that's the long and short of it, and this video has been repetitive, but I feel that's the best way to get the point across, because it's kind of a weird concept to portray to you guys. So it's fairly long, but I hope you guys have understood, and I'm not just saying play a one-trick pony, and hopefully it goes deeper beyond the obvious things of, oh yeah, play to win the game and pick a really strong champion that you're really good at. Hopefully you guys have understood the real underlying message. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you think, and let me know if it's working for you. Subscribe if you like what I'm doing, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.